Hello, everyone. My name is Iman Griffin from the class of 2014, and welcome back to another episode of Ramblings Live. I'm so excited today because we have two softball champions on the show. But before we get into that, we want to hear from you guys in the comments. Please drop the year that you graduated from Westchester and your favorite sports memory. And who knows, maybe you can win a prize. You can win a prize. So please be active in the comments. Let us know what you're thinking about, and maybe you can win a prize. So now let's introduce our two guests. We have Brianna Garber from the class of 2021 and Courtney Stump from the class of 2020. Welcome them. So Westchester champions from the softball team. I'm so excited to hear from them. And look, they're together. True teammates. Teammates. How are you guys today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Excited to see you both. Excited to talk to some former Westchester students. How do you guys feel now that you've crossed the line from student to alumni? Because you're recent alumni.
Yeah, so I'm still in grad school technically, so I still have one more year until I get to the real life stuff. But
it's definitely different. Not really preparing to go back to school.
Right. It is different, especially if you go, your whole life. You just kind of do the school thing and then it changes. So it's definitely a difference. But let's get into a little information about you both. Where are you from?
I'm from Kutztown, Pennsylvania. It's about a little over an hour from Westchester.
Yeah, I'm from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So about the same, not too far of a drive.
Okay, so how did you like kind of coming from where you are to Westchester? Because Westchester's a little similar, but it kind of has more of a small city feel.
Yeah, it's definitely a little different than Kutztown. There's a lot more farmland and stuff. I guess it's the same for Lancaster, but I definitely really like Westchester. I like the town. It's definitely a great place to be.
For sure. Did you live on campus or off campus?
My freshman year, I lived on campus. I lived in Brandywine Hall, and then sophomore year, I moved off of campus, and I've been off since.
Yeah, I had my first 2 years on campus, and then I've been off.
So. Okay, nice. I was in South Campus my entire time. I came in as a transfer student, and I was like, I like this apartment, and I don't want to move again. So I just stayed there the entire time.
Yep.
What were your majors and minors, or if you had a minor?
I graduated undergrad in exercise science. I concentrated in PT. And then for grad school, I'm now doing clinical exercise physiology.
Wow.
I'll graduate that in May.
Sounds so cool.
Yeah. And then I ended up coming to school for accounting. So I graduated with accounting, added a finance degree as well. And then we started a white collar crime program about my freshman year. So I added that as well.
Wow, really? That's so amazing how you guys are able to balance the sports plus these really, really cool majors. But that's why you're in the show, because you're so special. So what's your current professional position? I know you mentioned that you were in grad school, but what else is going
on? Nothing really professional career-wise yet, but I work at Target, but that's definitely not a career, but
hey, we all love Target.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
What about you, Brie?
I actually just started a few weeks ago at the company that I interned 2 summers with. So it's called Trout CPA. They're an accounting firm in Lancaster. It's a nice mid-sized firm. So I'm excited.
Nice. Congratulations on both of those opportunities. You're in grad school, you work for Target, you got your firm that you just started in. So that's really exciting to hear. So let's just get into the faculty members. Any faculty members you guys want to give a shout out to that were influential during your time at Westchester?
I would say, along with my advisors, I would probably say Dr. Kubachka. He's definitely putting a lot of time into helping me out with my thesis right now. So yeah, he's definitely influenced me on that.
Nice.
Yeah, I would say my advisor, who I also had in class, Professor Ohlers, he was just always so on top of everything, was constantly pushing me to apply for this or to go do that. to do an internship, and I really am grateful for all of his. He was always able to talk. Always wanted to talk about the Phillies. So it was really exciting, and I probably wouldn't be in this profession if it wasn't for him.
I love that.
Yeah.
Advisors are superheroes, how they can manage, all that they do, plus giving students advice. It's amazing. Shout out to my advisor, Professor Lorden. Everyone knows him. It's just they play a huge part in your in just future planning and everything else. So can you guys tell us a little bit about softball, how you got into it? Let's hear the softball stories.
Well, I've been into softball since T-ball, so that was, I don't know how old that is, like
Pretty young,
5,
yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, it's like baby.
Yeah, so I've been playing all my life. I kind of grew up around it. My dad played softball, my brother played baseball, so I was always around the sport. So kind of got into it when I was younger, just stuck with it. And yeah.
Nice. What about you, Brie?
I come from a huge baseball family, so my dad's whole side is like 110% baseball, and then he actually ended up with 3 girls. So he struck out there when he was looking for like a nice baseball boy, but he got 3 softball players out of it, and so it's been really exciting having a family that knows so much about the game and is just kind of like adopted that version, and having their support's really nice. But yeah, I always played the sport.
I love that. Can you guys share your experience balancing the commitment for the sport plus for your major, just in case we have some students who are, maybe interested in playing a sport but are a little bit worried about how they're going to manage it all. You also said you did an internship, Bree, so you were like managing a lot. You're going to grad school. Like, what was that like managing all these different commitments?
I would say the best advice for that is to just have a schedule. Basically, I would have like everything written out, like what I had when. Our coach actually helped us out with that a lot. She gave us academic books, so we would have to fill out our entire like week by week schedule. But honestly, having a busier schedule was a lot helpful, just because you were in the little amount of free time you have, like you're kind of forced to do whatever kind of schoolwork that you have, because I mean, you can't really push it off knowing that you have other stuff going on. But yeah, definitely having a schedule helped a lot with that.
Yeah,
I agree. It feels like staying busy makes you more productive.
Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly. If not, I would just push it off and be like, oh, I'll do it later, and then not really ever get to it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would definitely think a lot of our success. We really, the softball team specifically, we take pride in our grades. And I know as a freshman and going on up, there was always a table of softball players at the library. So we just kind of go to practice, eat at the dining hall, shower, go to the library. And so I was really fortunate to have that kind of environment going into college. I actually performed better in college versus high school. So that was really exciting and something I was really grateful for.
I love to hear that. It's like having like a whole team of accountability partners, because, it's true, like school and grades are number one, and you have to kind of stay on top of each other and hold each other accountable, inspire each other, all those things. I feel like I had an unofficial accountability crew, but it's better when you're actual teammates. So that's nice to hear.
Yeah.
All right. So the Westchester University softball program made a run to the NCAA Division II National Championship role. What was that experience like? What were some of the highlights?
It was definitely a crazy experience. I mean, especially this past year, we weren't doing as hot as we usually were in the beginning of the season. So definitely one of the highlights I would say is winning PSACs. Just like a few days before the tournament, we were literally counting down, like we were all looking at the numbers being like, oh, well, like we got to win this, and this game. And then this team has to lose this game in order to even make it to the tournament. And then we actually ended up winning. So we definitely got hot at the right time. I would definitely say that's one of our highlights.
Nice. What were some of the challenges?
Definitely COVID. So COVID posed a very big obstacle for us this year. In the fall, we weren't allowed to practice in person, so a lot of other teams were able to practice in person, so that was kind of a disadvantage we had. So it was nice to kind of like, we had to stay accountable, keep on top of things. And then also just the aspect of, I mean, when you're a team, you like are all together and you all like to like give high fives, like be really close to each other, like cheering on each other in the dugout. And we just had to kind of space that out so it was safer. So it did have more of a different feel. It was definitely a challenge to kind of, adopt to that and like kind of figure out, all right, like how can we do this safely while we're still encouraging each other? So that I would say was one of our biggest kind of obstacles this year.
Yeah, shout out to you guys for getting, pushing through that, because that does sound like a lot of challenge, having a team where you can't be close to, like in proximity, but still having to work together. That's really hard, but you guys did it. Like, you pushed through. Those are some of the COVID challenges on the field. What about off the field? Just like as a student, it was a really unique time to be a college student during COVID. So what was that like? You both graduated like at the height of it.
I definitely think that it kind of just like put my life on pause for like an entire year. Just because, I mean, we both were expecting to be done softball a whole year earlier than what we were. So that kind of, I honestly was expecting to have more time to work during my 2 years of grad school, but obviously that wasn't really the case with playing softball, which, I mean, I'm not saying it's a negative thing. It just kind of was like a little bit of a shock. But then personally, it was definitely difficult not being able to see like distant family for a while. I mean, my niece was just born in the middle of all of it, so wasn't really able to go into the hospital or anything to really see her at first. So that was definitely a little difficult having to keep a distance from them. But
no, seriously, you meet new babies and they're like 9 months old. Like I met my cousin and I'm like, you're at the walk. And this is my first time seeing you, which is hard when you have like a really close family. It really is.
Yeah, it was difficult.
For sure.
Yeah. For me, I thought the online classes were a struggle. In most classes, I really liked being in person and kind of having that interaction with professors and with other students. So that was a really big adjustment for me. So once I got more into a routine with that, I felt like that made it easier overall.
Oh, for sure. It was such a change when we all had to work, no matter schoolwork, professional work, from our homes, the place to be associated with like rest. It's still a challenge for me some days, but it has its perks too. It has some benefits. So you guys are kind of shared your post-graduation plans, but I'd really like to know how being a student athlete inspired you to, in your career and post undergrad. Like, how did that athletic experience play a role?
Honestly, I think that it helped a lot with just learning how to manage a tight schedule, how to meet deadlines, how to excel both on the field, off the field. That was like a really big emphasis that I was really glad our team had. Honestly, it's also helped with a lot of leadership. So you're in a team, you have those skills, you know how to work with a group, you know how to accomplish one main goal, you learn how to become better leaders and kind of break out of your like own shell. And so all of those things I think really help in like a professional environment as well. So I think they translate well. A lot of employers tend to see that as like a positive thing. They're like, oh, like you were able to graduate college and you were able to do that while still maintaining this busy sports schedule. And they recognize those qualities and see it as a positive. So I definitely think it was extremely beneficial for me.
For sure. Mm-hmm. What about you, Courtney?
I would just say the fact that with softball, one of the biggest things that you learn is that you're gonna make mistakes and like things are gonna be challenging at times, but there's always a way to like overcome those challenges. So I think it definitely made you aware that like you can learn something from every situation, even if there's like a negative outcome. So it definitely helped with your perspective on things and
perseverance.
Yeah,
for sure.
Heavily perseverance. I feel like sports is the thing that really trains your mind for that.
Mhm.
I've never played sports. I'm not the best at it, but even just doing things like running helps me with like my perseverance, because when you physically, when you push yourself physically and mentally, then it can translate in so many other ways.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
Definitely. So we appreciate that. Now we're going to get into a game. Now, typically we play Name the Building, but you guys were probably still on campus, so it's just like that's not really going to be that challenging for you. So we decided to switch it up a little bit and play a game called This or That. So with this or that, it's going to be some Westchester related things. It's going to be some college related things. And then it's going to be some just personal. So this or that, game day or practice?
Game day.
Definitely game day.
Is it just more exciting?
Yeah.
I can't imagine. I'd be so nervous. All right. So ground ball or pop up?
I'm definitely going to say ground ball.
I kind of like pop-ups. I'm not going to lie. I don't not like ground balls, but I like pop-ups. I usually have to catch the one she was supposed to catch.
So explain what that means for the softball novices like me.
Yeah, of course. So ground balls are ones that are hit on the ground. It could bounce a few times before it gets to you. It could take a bad hop. But basically with a ground ball, you then have to throw to first or throw to another base and tag a runner to get the out, versus a pop-up. It's in the air, and if you catch it before it gets to the ground, then that is considered an out.
Okay, I get it. All right, so home game or away game?
I'm going to have to say home game, even though I feel like this past year we definitely played better at away games.
We did. It was kind of funny.
Yeah. I prefer home.
Home games are always fun, having everyone like on the hill and having like walk-up songs, and you have your routine, you go to the locker room, stuff like that. But yeah, it was weird. This past year we played better away. So
wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Ice bath or hot tub?
I'm gonna say hot tub.
Definitely.
I was like, who picks ice bath? It seems so uncomfortable. But I'm like, maybe it's something like, it feels good or something, I don't know. But okay, so hot tub. Me too. Team hot tub. Lawrence or Sykes to eat?
I always liked Lawrence better. I mean, I know I'm not popular with this one, but we used to have team lunches after practices at Lawrence, and it was just great having like tons of selection, and I'm pretty picky, so it worked out well for me personally.
Yeah, Lawrence was nice just because, I mean, it's kind of like buffet style, like you just get whatever, however much you want, whatever you want. But Sykes was nice for Chick-fil-A and that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's a tough
I was
question.
going to say, I couldn't believe it. I thought you both were going to say Sykes simply based on Chick-fil-A, but that's nice. We got some Lawrence appreciation.
Depends what you're in the mood for.
Yeah.
Right. Netflix or Hulu?
I'm not really too big of a TV watcher, if I'm being honest.
What?
But
Even during the pandemic?
yeah, I don't know. I can't really focus.
She falls asleep when the TV goes on. It's pretty bad. But
Yeah.
I definitely like Netflix personally. But
Okay.
nothing wrong with Hulu. Very close.
Exactly. They're both really, they're great, I feel like, for different things. I like Netflix for movies and for the 90s sitcoms, and Hulu for shows.
Definitely.
North Campus or South Campus?
I would say I'm always on South Campus, so I'm going to say South Campus, even though it's clearly not as nice as our North Campus, but
Yeah.
I would say South Campus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked North Campus. I mean, I liked living on campus and kind of walking around all the places, the libraries up north, our beautiful business buildings there. So I liked North Campus.
Definitely. It's some appeal to both of them. Oh, phone call or text? I'm like, why can't I read this? Phone call or text? Which do you guys prefer?
I'm gonna say text.
Yeah, most of the time text. Depends on the situation, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. A lot of times people don't have time for phone calls, but
Yeah.
text you can do anytime.
Mm-hmm.
Library or your room for studying?
I'm definitely more productive in the library. So I would probably say library.
No, definitely library. I would go anytime that I need to get schoolwork done. The issue with me was in the dorms, like you're like studying right there, but then like your food's right next to you and like your bed's there. And then it's like, well,
I could not study in my room for those reasons.
Yep.
Food, phone. I just feel like you feel embarrassed for looking at your phone in the library.
I
Because
like
everyone else is studying.
definitely, especially because a lot of our teammates were there. So it was like a big hangout. But then you also got your schoolwork done. So
Yeah, sounds perfect.
yeah.
All right, cake or pie? This is a hot topic here.
I'm gonna say pie. Yeah, I would prefer pie over cake. I'm not like I don't not like cake, but I wouldn't say I'm a huge cake person. I'm gonna go pie.
Oh, I definitely like cake any day. Yep. Costco cake, it's my favorite. So
That's so funny, Brie. I'm on your side, but I do appreciate a good pie. You know, especially as we head into fall. It's like that time.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
that
like
time.
pumpkin pie. I hate it.
You just can't beat it. Like the thing is, if you ask me pumpkin pie over cake, if it's a cake I can get any day, I'll say pumpkin pie.
Yep, definitely.
There are rules. There are rules to this. All right, so we're going to end the show with actually, sorry, I'm going to do a quick commercial break. So we're going to do the commercial break, and then we're going to end with 3 questions that we ask everyone. The perks of being a WCU alum just got better with Perks Connect, a no-cost member benefit. As a WCU Perks Connect member, you get exclusive offers and discounts on over 300,000 local deals, including dining, sporting events, movie tickets, concert tickets, travel, home, and auto insurance, and so much more. Register today and start saving. If you would like to feature your alumni business on the Perks Network, please contact us. Okay. So, what is your favorite memory during your time at Westchester?
I don't know if it's like this is necessarily like a specific time, but something that's really memorable to me is just the fact that Bree and I are the only 2 people to ever win PSACs twice in Westchester softball history. So that's definitely something that I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool. I would be very proud of that if I were you too.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, PSACs, I love PSACs. So we also went to the World Series the last 3 years, which was really exciting. Getting to play the top 7 other teams in the country. But me personally, I just always felt like our PSAC championship games that we ended up playing in and winning. First one was our freshman year. Last one was this past year. I thought the energy with those was just unmatched. So I was just, those were personally some of my favorite moments just because of the energy and just like the excitement that the dugout had. Like we pretty much went into the game knowing we were going to win. Actually, this last year, we had all these COVID problems with false positives. So it was a very exciting trip. We basically got there, had a little bit to warm up, and then the other half of our team got there as we started playing. It was crazy, but definitely tons of energy, and those are probably some of my best memories.
Oh, those are amazing memories, and you can see some pictures here. You were talking about the PSAC championship in 2021. We see that on the left with the blue sign, and then the softball championship, the 2021 Division II Atlantic Region. So these are some really cool pictures everyone got a chance to see. Also, what makes you guys so proud to be Westchester University alumnus?
I'm just proud of how successful Westchester in general is. It's a great place to be.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just going to ask that question over again. So once we edit, it'll just be clean. Okay? So what makes you proud to be Westchester University alumnus?
I'm just going to say that I'm proud of how successful Westchester is in general. It's a great campus, beautiful town. There's a lot that you could do just walking into town and hanging out with all of the people, all the other students, and I'm just proud of all of the great connections that I've made with people and professors. And it's definitely going to help me be successful throughout my future.
For sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like Rochester is known as being a very competitive school. You get a degree from there, and it means something. So that to me is very important. And I just also think that it has just a great reputation, both academically and athletically. I'm very proud.
Yeah, you just feel so proud to say that you went to Westchester. Like you say it like with a smile on your face, you know? What's the best advice you can give to current or graduating students?
I would say to stay in school as long as you can, honestly. So yeah, like I said, I technically am still in school. I don't really graduate until May. So stay in school as long as you can. Push off the real world a little bit longer.
Great advice.
No. So honestly, it's going to be a really big change. I've felt that personally, going from kind of just like the college life and having more time to now you're working 8 to 5 and you're in a professional place and you're doing things that aren't really what you're used to doing and what you feel comfortable with. So just kind of like current students, I would definitely suggest doing any sort of internship you can to kind of get that real life experience, because as valuable as the classroom is, it is just a classroom and it's the real world stuff, and actual on the job things are a little different. So definitely recommend going to do that. And if you are graduated and kind of feeling a little anxious about all the changes, I would just trust that you've prepared these last 4, however many years for that career. So just really be confident in yourself.
That's great advice. It's definitely going to be a little bit of discomfort as you transition, but just normalizing it and having that conversation just makes it that much better for like the next person. So thank you both for sharing those things. It was so nice to have you on, and it was a fun interview. Wishing you both so much luck with what's next.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you so much for watching this episode of Ramblings Live. Be sure to, again, comment, stay connected with us, like the page, and share with someone else. Share with another Golden Ram. Thanks again. Have a good one.